class, you need to log into the website aplusstudents.com. Once you have logged in, you select math as your subject. This is a grade 3 lesson. And the name of the topic is number and comparing. Number and comparing. Okay. I'll give you the chapter number and the lesson number. The chapter number is 1 and the lesson number is 11. Chapter number is 1 and the lesson number is 11. And the name of the lesson is order or sorry ordering numbers. Okay, we have so in this case, let's go to the chapter and the lesson. Okay, grade 3, chapter number 1 and lesson number 11, ordering numbers. So when we need to do order the numbers, what we need to see is we have two scenarios. The basic two scenarios are ascending numbers, and we have descending numbers. The numbers can always be arranged in these two ways, right? Ascend means to go up. Ascend means to go upwards, while descend means to go down. Agreed? So when we are writing numbers in ascending order, hi Baroque, hi Nani, welcome to the class. Ascending would mean if the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. These are ascending numbers. They are increasing numbers, okay? Descending would mean 4, we goes to the smaller numbers, 3, 2, and 1. So this is the only thing that we need to remember while arranging the numbers in either ascending order or descending order, right? So let's look at the questions. Let's look at some questions and see. Okay, and the question says, put these numbers or arrange these numbers from the greatest to the least. That means from the greatest to the smallest number. Which order should it be? Ascend or descend? For question number 1, they're asking us to go from the largest number to the smallest number. That means they're asking us to arrange the numbers in descending order. Okay. Since all these numbers are 2-digit numbers, right? So we need to see the 10th position. This was a 7. This is a 6. This is another 6. This is another 5 and 1, right? So, Jaime, we are doing ascending and descending numbers. Ascend means from going from the, yes, thank you, Nate. Ascend would mean going from the smallest number to the largest. Descend means going down. That means from the largest to the smallest. Thank you, Nate. So Nate said 95. What I prefer doing is cancelling out the numbers which I've used. That means 95, then 74, right? Because they're 2 digits numbers. Between 60 and 65, we have to, no, Nanny, we don't have to say that. We are looking at these digits. Between these two, we will look at the units place. That would be 65, 60, and the smallest number would be 14. And this is your answer. Agreed? Baroque. Okay. The next question says, arrange these numbers in the order from the greatest number to the smallest number. Okay, if these are the numbers given to us for question number 2, and we need to arrange them in a descending order. Questions in question number 2. So looking at the tens position, this is 1, 2, another 1, 6, and 1. So we know that 63 has to be the biggest number because the tens position is 6. Then it could be 24, right? But we have 3 numbers. Yes, thank you, May. We have 3 numbers which have 1s, right? So we look at the 3 numbers, tens positions was 1. So 16, 10, and so we look at 19, 16, and 10, right? And this would be our final answer. Thank you, May. And thank you, Nate. Okay. They change the statement, and in the next question, they're changing the statement and they're saying, arrange the numbers from the greatest to the least. If you arrange these numbers from the greatest number to the least number, what should be the order of these numbers? Question number 3. Since we have 4 numbers over here and all of these numbers have 1 on the tens position, right? So we need to look at the units position. This was a 4, this was a 3, 8, and 16. So we can say 18 is the largest because we are going from the greatest to the least. That means descending order. Thank you, May. 18, 16, 14, and 13 would be the smallest number in this given sequence. Okay. When multiple numbers are given, we say this is the given possibilities or the sequence. In this sequence, 13 is the smallest number. Okay. Or we can also write the answer as per the question. Which number will come first? So we can write 18 is the largest number. Therefore, 18 will come first. Okay. Thank you, Baroque. Okay, thank you, Nate. Thank you, May. Now they are asking us about the specific positions, okay? So we have to change the order, then we have to give the specific position also. So they are asking us, if you arrange these numbers from greatest to least, which number comes in on the third position? Question number 4. So what we can see is, we can look at the tens positions. We're still doing the descending order. 9, 6, and 6, right? So we know that 99 is the largest. Then we have 3 possibilities in 60, right? We can say 69, 68, 61, and 53. The question stated which number will come on the third position, right? The question was which number will come on the third position. So we need to give the number that comes on the third position, 68. Okay. Because they are asking us for a specific position, which number will come third. Okay. In the previous question, they asked us which number will come first. So we have to give the first position. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, May. Thank you, Baruch. Thank you, Nate. Okay. For the next question, they're saying, I'll just copy the same statement. And they're asking us which number would come second. Okay, in the second position, question number 5. And the numbers given are, let me just copy the numbers. The numbers were given as these. $75. Just look at the tens position. 18, 28, and 36. Okay. So we know that 94 is the largest. Then we have the 7. Then we have a 75. We have 1, 2, and 3. That means 36, 28, and 18. So these numbers have been arranged in so these numbers have been arranged in descending order, right? So we have arranged them in descending order, and they're asking us which number will come on the second position. So which number should come on the second position? Yes, thank you, Nate. Thank you, May. 75 comes on the second position. Okay, so arranging is not the answer to the question. The answer to the question would be 75 because they are asking us about job. Okay. Thank you, May. Moving ahead to the next question. The next question says, which number will come on the second position? Okay. Let's change the position and say which number will come on the. Okay. Let's change the question. Okay. We did. If I would change the question, if I would make it very difficult, I would say find the difference of the second and the third number. Okay, so what we are trying to see is not only they can ask us to arrange the numbers in ascending or descending order, they can also ask us to find the difference between the numbers. Okay. So let's see what the numbers are given to us. Okay. The numbers given in this question were quite easy. Okay. So the numbers were these. These are the given numbers. First, we need to arrange them in a descending order. So the descending order would be 16 is the largest. Then we have 13. Oh, they're already arranged. Let's take a different question, okay? We don't even have to arrange these numbers. They are arranged numbers. Let's take these numbers from the previous question. Okay, I'm just changing the numbers because those numbers were already arranged. So we did not even have to work over that. So we know that the arrangement would be 94, 75, 36, 28, and 18. The question is asking us, find the difference of the second and the third number. That means we need to find the difference between 75 and 36. Agreed? So what is the difference between 75 and 36? Yes, Job? And May, I've changed the values because those numbers were already arranged, right? So let's do I changed the numbers in question number 6. They're exactly the same as question number 5. But the important part is that they're asking us to find the difference, right? If they're asking us to find the difference between the second and the third number, we need to find the difference between these two numbers. So can we say 75 minus 36, right? We know that 5 cannot subtract a 6. Therefore, we carry 1 from the tens. This becomes 6. This becomes 15. Okay. 15 minus 6 was 9. And 6 minus 3 was 39. So we can say the difference between the second and the third number is 39. Agreed? Thank you, May. Thank you so much. Okay. So what I did was I just showed you a different perspective, right? Sometimes part of the question would be to arrange them in ascending or descending order. That would be an essential part. But later on, they can ask us another question to it. So if we make a mistake in the first part of the question, right, then the second part of the question would also have a mistake. So we have to be very careful while doing the question, okay? So same question I'll do with question number 7. Okay. And let's see. We change the question. Okay. And if the question says find the sum of last two numbers. Okay, this is question number 8. So they've asked us to arrange them in descending order first. Then the last two numbers we have to find the sum. Inspiration, what should be the answers if we have to arrange them in descending order? That means 79 was the largest number because that was a 7 with a 9, then 71. Then we have a 4, that is 44. Then we have a 3, 33, and the last would be 18. But the question doesn't end over here, right? Okay. You wrote 168, Job? Yes. Thank you, May. Thank you, Job. And thank you, Nate. So now the question is originally asking us something else. They're asking us to find the sum. Sum means addition, right? Of the last two numbers. We have to find the sum of these two numbers. That means 33 plus 18. 3 plus 8 would be 11. We carry the 1 to the tens. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. That means we can say the sum of 33 plus 18 would be equals to 51. Okay. Now we are trying to find Nate. We are trying to find the sum of the last two numbers, right? It did not say we need to find the difference of the first and the last number, right? It just said find the sum of the last two numbers, and these were the last two numbers, right? Okay, so the sum of the last two numbers, sum means addition, difference means subtraction. Okay, moving ahead to the next question, let's see. Okay, so the question says, question number 9, sorry, if this is question number 9, it says arrange in ascending order. Okay, if we have been asked to arrange in ascending order and the numbers are given as these are the numbers given to us, and what do we need to find? Find the third number. What should be the third number in this arrangement? Okay, so we can, when we are arranging these numbers in ascending order, we know we have to start from the smallest. Therefore, we can say ascending order means from the smallest to the largest. That means 23. Then it should be, we have two values in 7, right? So we look at the smaller unit, 72, 79, and 85. But the answer has to be this. So we can say the third number is 79. Okay. Thank you, May. No, Nate, what you need to see is I changed the question. Thank you, Job. What I did was I wrote ascending order rather than descending, right? Your answer is perfect, but if it would be descending order, right? So you need to change the sequence. Okay, Nate? You need to change the sequence into ascending. Thank you. Moving ahead to the next question, they're asking us if these values are given to us. I'll change the question a bit. Okay. I'm changing the question, okay? Please wait. If you arrange these numbers from the greatest to the this, okay. I'll say find the difference of the greatest and least number. Okay. So depending on the question, we would look at our requirement. Okay. This was question number 10. The first thing we need to do is we need to arrange these numbers in descending order. Because they're asking us to arrange them in from the greatest to the least to the smallest. Which number is greatest? Yes, thank you, Job. 63, 57, 55. Yes, thank you, Job. What about the second part of the question? The second part of the question is saying, once we have arranged these, find the difference of the greatest and the least number. No, maybe we are not finding the greatest number. We are finding the difference. That means subtract. So what is the largest number? This was the largest, right? 63. What was the smallest number? This was smallest. So we have to find the difference between the smallest and the largest. That means if we subtract 63 minus 52, 3 minus 2 is 1 and 6 minus 5 was 1. So we can say the difference between the largest and the least and the smallest numbers is 11. Agreed? Thank you, Job. Inspiration, focus over here, please. When you, I know that you can give the answer. Okay. If you arrange these numbers from greatest to the least, which number will come fourth? Okay, question number 11. Which number will come fourth? Since there are only 4 numbers over here, that means they're asking us which number is the smallest. Okay, because only 4 possibilities over here. So question number 11, that means descending order. The largest number is 78, then 76, 74, and 24, right? Yes, thank you, Job. So which number is the smallest? Yes, thank you. So the smallest number will be smallest number is 24th. And they asked us the 4th position, right? If there would be 5 numbers, then we give the 4th position. But if there are only 4 numbers, the last number has to be the smallest. Okay. Okay. Let's change the question and let's try to make it. Hi Ethan, welcome to the class. What we are is we are trying to arrange the numbers in ascending or descending order. Okay. Ascending means going from the smallest to the highest, and descend means going from the bigger to the smaller. Okay. So if these numbers were given, I will change the question a bit. And if I would say, find the sum of second and third number. Okay, they're asking us to find the, Ethan, let's do this question. It says greatest to the least, right? Whenever we are going from the largest number to the smallest number, we say it is descending order. Okay. The largest number over here would be, because the tens positions are these, right? So that means the largest is 62, the second is 56, then 27, 23, and the last one would be 10. But what we have to find in this question, yes, thank you, Job. Thank you, May. No, May, we have to add 56 and we have to add, we don't have to add the third and the fourth, right? What we have to add is the second and the third number. Okay, you have to add the second number with the third number. What is the second number? This is the third number. So we have to find the sum. That means we need to add them together. 6 plus 7 is 13. We carry 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, 7 and 8. Okay, so we can say sum of second and third number in this sequence is 83. Thank you, Nate. Okay. Thank you, Job. So we sometimes the question would not be just finding the ascending or descender. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, May. Sometimes, thank you, Rebecca. Sometimes we would need to do some more operations on these questions. Okay. Let's see. Let's have a look at the next. Okay. For the next question, it says, let me just copy this. I will change the order. Okay. I would need to change the question, and if you arrange these numbers, let me just change the question first, then please attempt them. Okay, so if this is our question number 13, it says if you arrange these numbers from greatest to the least, that means descending, find the greatest difference between these numbers. Okay, so I have made this question a very generalized question. Okay, because I'm not telling you we need to find the difference between which two numbers. I am saying find the greatest difference. So we need to see where is the greatest difference. Agreed? Okay. The first thing we need to do is we need to arrange them in ascending, descending order. The descending order would be 8 seems to be the largest number, 83. Then we look at the units. That means 39, 38, 37, and 33. So what is the biggest difference between the numbers? Can anyone help me out right now? Thank you, Nate. So, Nate, this was the ascending order, but the question is asking us something else. The question is asking us to find the biggest, the greatest difference between these numbers. What can be the biggest difference? The greatest difference? Yes, Ethan, this is correct for the descending order, but we still have the question, and the question is asking us find the greatest difference between these numbers. They are not telling us which two numbers. Okay. Job, what can be the answer? The difference between these two, the greatest difference would mean, see, when we are ascending the numbers in the order of descending, right? That means this number is the largest number and this number is the smallest number, right? Agreed? Descending means that the first position is taken by the largest number and the last position was taken by the smallest number. Do we agree on that? Right? So if I asked you what is the largest number, you give me 83. If I asked you what is the smallest number, you will say it is 33. But if I would ask you, yes, Ethan, that's what I'm explaining. If I would try to find the difference between the first two numbers, let's suppose 83 minus 39. Let's suppose, okay, we're just trying this. Largest minus the second number. So this becomes 7, this is 13, this is 4, and this is 44, right? The largest and 38. 83 minus 38. This would become 7 over here. 5 and 45 is the difference. The difference between these two numbers is 44. The difference between these two numbers was 45. Let's see the difference between these two numbers, right? Okay. What happens is the greatest difference, the biggest difference would always be between the largest number and the smallest number. How? Let's confirm. 83 minus 37. This is 7, 13, 6, 46. The difference between this was 46. Let's look at the difference between these two numbers. 83 minus 33. This is 0 and 5. That means this has a difference of 50. Right? So we do not have to find the differences between the middle numbers. Okay? See, the difference between 83 and 39 was 44. 83 and 38 was 45. 83 and 37 was 46. But the difference between 83 and 33 was 50, right? Right? So which is the biggest difference? The largest difference is difference is 50, right? Agreed. But the thing is, when you're trying to find this value, 50, right? What you need to remember is you don't have to do the middle workings. You don't have to show this, you don't have to show this, you don't have to show this. Because you know that the largest difference would always be between the biggest number and the smallest number. Okay, so sometimes we need, yes, thank you, Ethan. So sometimes we need to use the logic as well. We don't have to do all the working. Agreed? We can simply say the greatest difference will be between, yes, very good. Okay, but if I copy the same question, okay, and if I would change one word in it, okay, I'm copying the entire working, I'm just changing one word. Okay, now if I would say what is the least difference? Least means I was saying greatest over here. If I change now this to least, so if we have to find the least difference, now we have to find the difference of all the four values. Okay, so what we see over here is this. Okay, this, this. So which values have the least difference in this case? Smallest. Least means smallest difference. Smallest difference would be between, which is the smallest difference? 83 and 39 was 44, right? Oh, this would be very tough for you. Let's not do this because the smallest difference is over here. This is one difference and this is also one difference. So we have two values which have the smallest difference. Okay, let's move ahead because smallest difference would be 1 because 39 minus 38 is equals to 1 and 38 minus 37 is also equals to 1. That means the smallest difference between any two numbers is 1. Okay, just by changing one alphabet over here from least to the greatest, right? Or from greatest to the least, the entire question will change. That means we do not have to do this working at all. Okay, we would not need to do this working. We just need to compare the numbers and see which one has the least difference. Okay. Okay, let's try a few questions. Okay. Just a moment, please. Maths, grade 3, chapter number 1, lesson number 11. These are easy questions, right? I just try to make them a little difficult so that we would be able to think about it, right? But for now, our focus is only ascending and descending order. Okay, the first question from the test, can you please give me the answer? I'll just copy it on the screen. Just a moment, please. It's taking some time to load. Okay. If you arrange the numbers in descending order, which number will come on the 5th position? Okay. So this is the question that they are giving to us. These are the possible options. Okay. For question number 1, which should be the 5th number? The first number was 42, 71, 78, 74, and 79. So which should be the 5th number? Which should be the 5th number in this sequence? So we already know we are doing the greatest to the least. That means descending order. Right? Descending order. So which is the smallest number? Which one is the smallest number? Just, yes, thank you, Nate. Just by looking at the values, we can say, because this is 7, this is 7, 7 and 7. There is only one number that is in fours. Thank you, Nate. Okay. That means 42 is the smallest or the 5th number. Let's have a look at another question. Okay. Which number will come first in the next question? In the next question, they're saying which number will come on the first position. First mean which is the greatest number? Because we are doing descending order, right? So which number is the greatest number? Or if we take time to arrange this, this will be 58. We do not have to arrange, right? We can still find the answer without arranging. 58, then 38, 36, and 10. They were simply asking which number will come first. That means which Yes, thank you, Ethan. 58 is the largest number, right? So for the remaining of these questions, we just need to find the greatest, least, or second position, third position, right? Ascending and descending order is the most important thing for us for now. Okay. Please do complete the remaining questions. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye.